Hello everyone, and welcome to Exposing Film. This is going to be an amazing journey down the road of how to expose 35mm 16 and Super 8. I'm Shane Hurlbut, an ASC cinematographer, and I've been shooting film since 1986. And I have shot over 23 movies on film, and this is going to be a brick and mortar experience. We are going to talk everything from photochemical to the filters you need to all the different ways to expose it in backlit and front lit and side lit scenarios, twilight. We're going to dive into its latitude, and we're going to talk about a lot of cool in-camera effects that can only be done on film. All right, let's start off with the current film stocks, because that is your negative. Now, what is a color negative? All right, the current color negatives that you can get on 16mm and 35 are 5203 and 7203. So the 52 is 35mm. The 72 is 16mm. And that 52 is 50D. So that means it's a daylight balanced stock. Okay, just like you have your digital camera, if you take it and you're in an environment of 3200 inside and you go outside and you do not change that, it's obviously the whole world is blue. So that's why you change your color temp on your digital sensor to 5600 Kelvin. Well, film stock's the same way. You have a daylight balanced film stock and a tungsten balanced film stock. Then you have 250D. This is 5207 or 7207, along with the Vision 300 200T. See, we went from D to T. T says it's tungsten, okay? So that's a 200 ASA stock, that's 5213 or 7213. And then we end with 500T, which is a color negative stock of 5219 or 7219. So these are the ranges of your color negative. So color negative is a type of photographic film that produces a color image with inverted colors. So it's a negative on the film. When printed or scanned, the colors are reversed to create the final positive image. This film is widely used. Why is negative better than positive? Because it gives you a lot more range. And I just want you to understand how I'm going to take you through this presentation, because there's a lot of technical data that I'm going to be going through. So if I'm staring off to the right ever so slightly, it's because I'm fact checking myself. Okay, so go with it, but trust me, it's all going to be worth it. And this is an ECN-2 process. That is the negative process. Okay. What's reversal film? Back in the day, they called it video news film, VNF. That's because in the day there was not any video cameras. So they actually shot on film, took it to the lab that NBC, CBS, or ABC had, processed it, and then put it up on TV. Right? So this was how they did it. In the studio, you had the old RCA Victor cameras that delivered the news with Walter Cronkite back in the 60s and the 70s, but all the gathering outside was all done on film. And this was reversal because we didn't want to go through the whole negative process. We wanted to be able to process it as a positive image so it could get out to the news as quickly as possible. Awesome. Well, this engages your creativity even more, because this type of photogrammic film produces a positive image directly to the film, and you have limited range. If you shoot positive and then you say you take it into the DI bay or the telecine process and you start to manipulate it, you're going to have a lot of less range than you would if it was negative. But there's some really cool things about that. Overexposed images blow out very uniquely. Colors are supernatural. Okay, they're really cranked with positive. And there's a really unique way that you can alter, like Three Kings was shot all on a positive film. So they did this color current reversal film stock. And that's what gave the desert those deep blue skies, and the sand was kind of goldeny white brown. So these are ways you can creatively use this stock. So now let's get into the nitty gritty. Kind of like what I talked about with digital. If you got your camera inside and you were balanced for tungsten, and you go outside and all of a sudden you boot up your camera, why is everything so blue? Same scenario with this. So with tungsten film stock, if you want to shoot tungsten film stock, so you don't want to shoot a daylight balanced film stock, you want to shoot tungsten, then you're going to have to use an 85 filter. So what this is doing is it's taking the daylight and it's making it tungsten through this 85 filter, okay? So it's basically white balancing to tungsten, but you need a glass filter. This is not anything you can go on your camera and change the white balance. This is analog, baby. And being a filmmaker is like being a craftsman, right? There's a lot of idiosyncrasies to this format that make it super special and super creative.